This conference will now be recorded.
Yes, yeah. We'll start session. Can you hear me? Hello. Can you hear me? Yeah. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Previous class about JVM discussed. Yeah, tell me. Let us review JVM. Yes, any doubts? Someone asking doubts? Yes, shall I start class? Any doubts? Okay. Yeah, thank you. So we'll start session. Yes, JVM. See how JVM is working. Let us see. When you submitted any program, what happens here? So when you submitted any program, OS allocates some memory space called a child process. OS allocating some memory space called a child process. Okay. For example, here, this is child process. Whole thing is child process. It's a child process. It will create one child process. Okay. OS will create one child process. Okay. OS will create one child process. After creating child process, then loading JVM. Just loading JVM. Loading JVM. After creating child process, so first child process creates. After creating child process is a child process. OS will create one child process. After creating child process, loading JVM. Yes, JVM contains class loader, bytecode verifier, next interpreter, GT compiler, garbage collector, thread scheduler. Okay, this is whole thing is called JVM. This whole thing is JVM. First loading JVM into this memory space of loading JVM. Yes, in JVM first part is class loader. In JVM is first one is class loader. Class loader loads dot class file into memory here. Class loader, it loads dot class file. Class loader loads dot class file. Class loader loads dot class file. So loading just loading class loader loading dot class file into memory space of loading here. Now bytecode verifier checking byte by byte up to end of the file. Is everything, if it is everything is valid, then it's valid file here. Otherwise, rejecting. Yes, if bytecode is valid here, verifying byte by byte, bytecode is valid, then that bytecode file is given to interpreter. Bytecode file given to interpreter. Yes, what's the task of interpreter? What's the task of interpreter? See, interpreter taking first line, converts into binary codes, then links to ways. Interpreter taking first line, converts into binary code, that binary code links to OS library. Once linked to OS library, just executing, generating output on the hardware, output device, right? Fine. Next line checking. Next line, yes, it's a valid file. Again, checking not required, directly conversion here. So interpreter first line conversion binary codes, then links to output. Next second line conversion to binary codes, then links to OS library, then generating output. So a line by line here. So first line converting, yes, first line simply converting into binary code links to OS library. Once linked generating output on screen here, right? Next, similarly, next statement, second statement, links to OS library and generating output like this. So like this, line by line, top to bottom executes here, line by line executes here. That's working of interpreter. Okay, fine. Okay, so in Java, errors checking by the compiler. In Java, errors checking by the compiler. Errors generating dot class file. So first, Java compiler generates dot class file. So errors checking by the compiler. So compiler checks all the errors in generating dot class file. Generate the dot class file given to class loader, loading into memory here. Then bytecode file checking by byte. Next interpreter. At runtime, interpreter taking first line converts into binary code links to OS library. So Java interpreter, yes, links your Java code to OS library. Once linked here, executes and generating output. Okay. So in Java, yes, compilation by the compiler, yes, errors checking by the compiler, but runtime by the interpreter. Yes, in Java, runtime is always by the interpreter. Runtime is by the interpreter. Yes, errors checking by the compiler. Errors checking by the compiler. Runtime by the interpreter. That means two things are involving in Java here. There are two things here. Compiler, interpreter. Compiler, interpreter. Two things are compiler. Okay. Errors checking by the compiler. Errors checking by the compiler. Okay. But runtime by the interpreter. So there's involvement of both here. Compiler and interpreter. Java involving both interpreter as well as compiler. Interpreter and compiler. Java, interpreter and compiler both are involving. That's it. Okay, right? Yes, next. JIT. What is JIT? Just in time compiler. What is JIT here? What is JIT? Just in time compiler. What is just in time compiler? Let us see. See, in JDK 1.0 don't have just in time compiler here. JDK 1.0. JDK 1.0 don't have JIT compiler. JDK 1.0 don't have JIT compiler. The JIT compiler added in JDK 1.1. In first version of Java don't have JIT compiler. First version of Java don't have JIT compiler. In first version of Java don't have JIT compiler. So JDK 1.0. Okay. So JDK 1.0, JDK 1.1 JIT compiler added. JDK 1.0 don't have JIT compiler here. This is added in second version of Java here. Second version with JDK 1.1. JDK 1.1, JDK 1.1, JDK 1.1 JIT added. JDK 1.1 JIT added. Okay, fine. Yes, what's the role of JIT compiler here? What's the role here? Let us see what's the role of this. See here, interpreter. So what is happening? How interpreter is working here? See how interpreter is working. See Java program. Suppose first statement this is, next statement this is. Okay, next statement. Okay, like this. Next statement like this. Next statement. Yes, how this Java interpreter is working? Interpreter. How that interpreter is working here? See interpreter. Yes, taking first line. So bytecode interpreter takes Java interpreter takes the first statement bytecode that converts into okay, that binary code links to OS library. Okay, links to OS library. After that, generating output. Of linking, generating output. Okay, so interpreter. So what's the interpreter task here? Converting to binary code links to OS library, generating output, right? Okay, similar next statement. Next statement also same here. Every statement, yes, Java interpreter. Every statement, Java interpreter converts into binary code. Just converts into binary code or links to OS library, generating output here. So next statement, every statement converts into binary code, links to OS library, generating output here. So like this, every statement. So working of Java interpreter. Yes, Java interpreter performing two jobs. One is conversion task, converting bytecode to binary code. This is bytecode. That bytecode converting to binary code. So first one conversion task, next one is linking to OS library. Linking to OS library. So here linking to OS library. So interpreter performing two jobs. 1 second, 1 second. Yes, loss of network. Just a minute. Yeah. Yes, now it is okay. I think now it's okay. We'll continue. Yes, now here, what happens here? So interpreter converting bytecode to binary codes.
You are not audible.
Previously, just one. Audio. No audio. Yes, 1 second. Let us rejoin in the session.
This conference will now be recorded.
Is it okay now? Can you hear me? Yeah, I think now it's okay. Now it's okay. It's working. Yes, it's working fine. Yeah. Now interpreter task. Interpreter task. Interpreter converts this line into binary codes, links to OS library, then output generating. Output generating. Okay. Yes, now it's okay. Hard is okay, fine. Yes, interpreter. How interpreter working? Interpreter converts this bytecode to binary codes, then links to OS library, generating output. Here, interpreter performing two jobs. Interpreter performing two jobs. One is conversion task, another one linking to OS library. So there are two jobs. So this is JDK 1.0. JDK 1.0. So this is JDK 1.0. JDK 1.0. Yes, JDK 1.1. Yes, next version of Java, JDK 1.1. JDK 1.1. See, in JDK 1.1, JDK 1.1. Yes, there is a GT compiler added here. GT compiler added. JDK 1.1 GT compiler added. Okay, see here, JDK 1.1. What happens here? GT compiler added. GT compiler added. What's the task of GT compiler? See here, GT compiler task. See here, JIT. See, interpreter converts bytecode to binary code. So this first task by the interpreter. Interpreter will perform this task. Yeah, this task by the interpreter. First task by the interpreter. Okay. Next, second task by the JIT compiler. So what is first task? Yes, converting into binary codes. So first task by the interpreter. Second task by the JIT compiler. Linking to OS library. Linking. Yes, linking by the JIT, just linking. Yes, this binary code links to OS library. There are two jobs in this. One is conversion task, another linking task. Yes, in JDK 1.0, JDK 1.0 binary bytecode to binary code and links to OS library. Both jobs by the interpreter only. Both are by the interpreter. Both are by the interpreter. But in 1.1, JDK 1.1, JDK 1.1, what happens here? Interpreter converts bytecode to binary code. The binary code given to JIT compiler. JIT compiler links binary code to Wise library. Once linked, generating output. Then why this is? Why these two jobs are separated? What's the reason here? Why these two are separated here? See, first of all, interpreter converts first statement into binary code given to JIT compiler. So JIT compiler working on first statement. So JIT, see here JIT compiler is working on first statement, right? First statement. At the same time, interpreter works on second statement here. Interpreter working on second statement. Okay. So interpreter converts the bytecode to binary codes. Okay. Binary codes. Interpreter converts bytecode to binary codes. This bytecode to binary code, right? So what is happening here? See, interpreter working on second statement. At the same time, JIT is working on first statement. See what happens here. Interpreter converts the first statement to binary codes. After conversion given to JIT compiler. Now JIT compiler links to Wise library. At the same time, interpreter goes to second line. It's a parallel task. So interpreter working on the first statement to link to Wise library. At the same time, JIT compiler working on first statement. Here JIT is working on first statement to link with Wise library. At the same time, interpreter working on second line for the conversion task. So what is happening here? Conversion task and linking task happening parallel, right? Okay. See, after conversion, now given to JIT compiler. Now JIT compiler working on second statement here. At the same time, interpreter goes to third line here. Interpreter is third line. Interpreter goes to third line. Interpreter working on third line. So what is happening? It's a parallel task. Interpreter goes third line. So JIT is working on second line. Interpretation third line. It's a parallel task. It's a parallel task that gives a more performance. JIT, what's the purpose of JIT here? To improve the performance of Java application. Okay, to improve the performance of Java application, JIT compiler added. Okay, so role of JIT compiler is just only for improving performance. Okay, without JIT also Java program can run here. Since JDK 1.0, yes, 1.0 interpreter alone performing two jobs. One is conversion task, other 0. Interpreter itself performing both here. But in JDK 1.1, JIT added. JDK 1.1, JIT added here. So what's the purpose of JIT here? JIT is for linking. Okay. See, interpreter converts from bytecode to binary code here. JIT links the binary code to Wise library. Okay. So here conversion task by the interpreter, linking task by the JIT. Yes, two things are happening parallelly. It's a parallel, right? See, suppose first statement converted into binary code. That binary code linking to Wise library by the JIT, right? Now JIT takes care of first line. At the same time here, interpreter works at the second line here. At the same time, JIT is working on first statement. JIT is working on first statement. Interpreter is second line here. Next, interpreter third line. JIT is second line. That's it here. Yes, it's a parallel task that will improve the performance of Java application. JIT, just-in-time compiler. JIT is just-in-time compiler. Purpose of just-in-time compiler is to improve the performance of Java application. For the purpose of improving Java application, the JIT compiler was added. As that Wise library. Okay, about JIT. Next, garbage collector. What? Yes, next about garbage collector. What is garbage collector? See, suppose if it is C++, when you allocated any memory, 1 second. Yes, loss of audio from my side. Yes, I think now it's okay. Now it's okay. Yeah, that network changed. Yes. Now it's clearly audible, I think. Okay. Now it's okay. Fine. Yes. Next. Yeah. Garbage collector. What is garbage collector? See, in C++, suppose runtime memory allocation. In C++, yeah, there's a new keyword to allocate memory at runtime. In C++, new keyword to allocate memory at runtime. After allocating memory, next using memory, after using memory here, then we should delete. Delete is a keyword. Yes, new is to allocate memory, delete is to clear the memory here, right? But in Java, separately deletion is not necessary. See, in C++, new to allocate memory. In C++, new to allocate memory. This is to allocate memory at runtime. It's runtime memory. Okay. Next, delete. Yeah, this is to deallocate. To deallocate. This is to deallocate memory at runtime. In C++, once you allocated at memory at runtime, that should be deallocated. That should be deallocated. Allocation and deallocation by the programmer only. Yes, when come to Java. When come to Java here. Yes, when come to Java. Yes, Java. Same thing. Java also same. New is to allocate memory at runtime. Okay. So new is to allocate memory at runtime. Yes. Once it's in use here. Once becomes unused, all that unused object deleting by automatically by the garbage collector. Okay, here in Java they say no delete here. They say garbage collector. They say garbage collector. Garbage collector. They say garbage collector. Okay, so garbage collector. This is to yes delete all unused objects. Unused object. It's a garbage collection here. Unused unused objects. Unused objects. Garbage collector is to clear all the unused objects. Using new, we can create objects. Object task is done. Once task is done, that object goes to unused one. Okay. So creating object and using that. Creating object and using. New is a keyword to create an object in Java. New is to create an object in Java here, right? Okay. So once you use it here, that unused object has to clear. Otherwise, memory filling with all the unused objects, right? Memory filling with all unused objects. Okay, so that case, how to clear all the unused objects, clearing all unused objects here. How to clear for this garbage collector. Okay, in C++, as a programmer, we should write the code to delete that memory here. Yes, in C++, we should use delete operator to deallocate memory at runtime here. So C++ programmer has to write the code, but in Java, not necessary. Java not necessary. Java this is garbage collector. Garbage collector. This garbage collector clears all unused objects automatically. Okay. So exactly what is garbage collector? Garbage collector is a daemon thread. Daemon means background running threads. Garbage collector is daemon thread. In the background running this is garbage collector running backgrounds in background, right? Okay. So if any unused object comes, this object, yes, garbage clears all unused objects automatically. Any object goes to unused one. Any object goes to unused one. Unused one. Okay, means unreferenced objects. Unreferenced object is a garbage object. If the topic in OOPS concept, I'll explain. In OOPS, I'll clear that. 1 second, we'll discuss in OOPS. In OOPS, I'll explain here. Okay. Yes. So garbage collector will clear all unused objects. Unused. So purpose of garbage collector, okay, is to clear all unused objects. So what is garbage collector? It's a daemon thread. Daemon means background running thread. It's a background running thread. So this thread is running auto. Yes, always running 24/7. This garbage collector is running. Okay, that garbage collector is to clear all unused objects. If any object goes to unused here, unreferenced object. If any object becomes unreferenced here, that object deleting by the garbage collector automatically. Okay. Yes, garbage collection. Yes, we have separated a topic in garbage collection. That time I'll explain one second. Practically, I'll show that garbage collector. Practically, we'll see. Okay. Yes. Next, there is a thread scheduler. So what is thread scheduler? Okay, thread scheduler, it's a part of JVM. Thread scheduler. Okay. Yes. Purpose of thread scheduler is to schedule the threads. Suppose, for example, program started ending here. Program starting ending. Okay. Yes, to manage the threads. Suppose your program divided into multiple threads. Multiple threads. Suppose first statement. Yes, next statement. Next statement. Okay. Next statement. Right. Okay. Yes, next statement. Next statement. Yes, next statement. Yes, next statement. There are some statements like this. Yes. Next, these statements. There's some statements like this. Okay. There are some statements. See, program starting and ending. Suppose this is divided in different parts. First part, second part, third part, and fourth part. Okay, divide different parts like this. Suppose your program divide different parts. There are different parts like this. There are different parts. In program, there are different parts. See here, after executing first part, right? First part, it's a first part. After executing first part, then goes second part, right? Second part. Okay. After executing second part, next part goes to control goes to next part. Executing next part. Executing next part, right? After next part goes to next part. Like this, top to bottom, executing all the parts. So part one, same program, but different parts. First part, next, like this. Suppose there is a scenario. For example, here, suppose second part is not depending on first part. Then by waiting for the first part, why not run parallelly here? Suppose second part is not depending on output of first part. Suppose first part generating some data. Yes, first part generating data. The data may be passing the second part. That case it has to wait. Right? Suppose second part generating some output here. That data may be passing the second part. In that case, it has to wait. Okay, next. Yes, output of this one, result of third part passing to fourth part. That case, it has to wait. One after another one after another one. Suppose some scenarios may not be depending on others here. Okay, suppose second part may not be depending on first one. A third one, yes, may not be depending on first one. Fourth one may not be depending on third one, right? So in that case, why not run parallelly? Yes, why not run parallelly here? Same program but different parts. Same program but different parts here. First part, second part, and third part, and fourth parts. So parallelly running okay, different parts of same application. Yes, parallel running. It's nothing but multi-threading. It's a multi-threading concept. Yes, exactly what is thread? What is thread? Thread is an independent path of execution. Thread never depends on others. So for this thread running independently, not depending on this thread here. So for this thread, this is running independently, not depending on others here. Okay. So this one more thread running independently, not depending on others. Okay. So what is thread? Thread is an independent path of execution. Thread is an independent path of execution. Next, what is multi-threading here? Multi-threading here. Multi-threading means yes, different parts of same application running parallelly. Different parts of same application running parallelly. That is called multi-threading. Yes, in multi-threading here, thread goes to different states. Thread goes to different states. Suppose this, for example, here, yes, for example, this thread is trying to read data from the keyboard. Suppose this thread is trying to read data from the keyboard. If it is reading from the keyboard, what happens here? Reading data from the keyboard, then blocking, right? That goes to blocking stage. Sometimes thread maybe goes to waiting state, waiting for shared resources. When multiple threads are wanted to share the common resources, in that case, thread has to wait for that resource. Suppose the resource already using by another thread, yes, your thread has to wait. Okay, sometimes maybe sleeping states. There are different states here. Okay, like waiting state, sleeping state, blocking state, suspend state. Like there are different states here. Yes, in actual threads concept I'll explain here. In actual threading, I'll explain very clearly. There are different states of thread. Okay, 1 second. 1 second. Let me show that also. See, multi-threading chapter, page number 240. Yes, sorry, 388. Multi-threading. This is, see this. This is. Yes, I have prepared very clearly for understanding here. See, thread, ready to run state, current execution environment state here, blocking state, sleeping state, waiting state, suspend state, death state. There are different states here. Thread undergoes different, depends on requirements, depends on situations here. Thread goes different states here, right? Who will manage all the states? Different states. Who will manage all this here? Thread scheduler. Thread scheduler. Okay, JVM, this is thread scheduler. Thread scheduler will manage all the states here, like blocking state, sleeping state, waiting state, suspend. There are different states of a thread here. Different states of a thread. Death state, ready to run state. Okay, scheduling, yielding. All these transactions, threaded transactions, managing by the thread scheduler. It's a part of JVM. Okay, thread scheduler is a part of JVM. Okay, so thread scheduler takes care of all here, right? So thread scheduler to manage the threads here. It's a part of JVM. It's a background running thread. Okay. Yes, thread scheduler is a one program. It's a one program. See, class loader is one program. Byte codifier another program. Interpreter another program. Tweet is one more program. Garbage collector another program. Thread scheduler another program. All the programs here. Programs running parallelly. Yes, JVM engine, Java virtual machine, Java engine, these all are running parallel here. All these are running parallel here. These will be running parallel here. It's a JVM virtual machine, it's engine. That engine can is multiple programs running parallelly. Means JVM is a multi-threaded one here. JVM is a multi-threaded. Multi-threaded means different things running parallelly. If different things are different programs running parallelly, that is nothing but multi-threading. A single engine, yes, see, like this here. See, same program started, ending right. Single program in the different parts running parallelly. It's a multi-threading. Similarly, JVM also is a single engine. In that engine, these are running parallelly. In that engine, engine started. When engine started here, this running, next running. So different programs perform different tasks. It's an engine. That engine carries multiple threads running parallelly. JVM it's a engine. That engine carries multiple programs running parallelly here. JVM also multi-thread one, multiple threads running parallelly. Okay, yes. So here one in this thread scheduler. So this will schedule the threads here. Suppose if you develop any multi-thread application here, when you develop multi-thread application, that multiple threads are managing by the thread scheduler. Thread scheduler is responsible to managing multiple threads. Okay, different states of a thread here. That's it. Okay, yes. More about this in threading we'll discuss practically. In threading I'll explain practically. Okay. Yes. Next about security manager. So what is security manager? Yes. See, in Java features, one of the features security we discussed, right? Java features like independent of platform, portability, OOPS language, scalability, and security. So Java main features, one of the features is security here. Security. Yes, how to achieve security for our local resources. Here is a security manager. Security manager. Suppose Java application is running in our system. For example, here, yes, suppose let us take, yes, maybe, yes, this is go to training application running. Okay, this application, yes, like this go to training application or go to meeting some application, right? Yes, we have connected application. Suppose some server, some applications maybe, yes, maybe accessing your local data. Some applications, suppose when you log in into any websites, yes, other companies. Okay, when you log in into any company, any websites here, they will send some programs. That programs will hack your data. Data hacking will access your local data, local file system. For example, local file system. Suppose my personal files, right? All this personal information, maybe bank statements and all personal. So many kind of things, right? Yes, what happens here? Yes, if it is, suppose when you're visiting any site here, that site may be sending some programs. That programs will open these files and reading all the data, posting that site, right? Means your data hacking, right? Data hacking. But suppose that application developed in Java. Suppose visited some site, that site developed in Java here. So when you try to log into that application here, yes, Java application, yes, anyone try to develop the code to access your local resources. Yes, using Java program. Yes, using Java program. Yes, you try to develop. Yes, you try to access local resources. Suppose, for example, here, 1 second. This page, let us this page. Suppose this page, registration form. Suppose this page developed in Java. Okay. Now behind of this page, behind of this registration form here, some program maybe try to access local resources. Then Jamie will not accept. Okay. So behind of this form, suppose any Java program, behind of this form. Yes, actually here, this form has to take your details, right? Not only taking your details here, behind of this form, behind of this form, some unknown programs running here. That programs may be taking your data. Okay. Same thing if it is Java application. Suppose this form developed in Java, here, then JVM will not allow to access your local resources. From the form, JVM will not allow to access your local resources. Okay. Yes, as a part of JVM, this is thread scheduler. Sorry. Yes, this is security manager. As a part of JVM, this security manager. Okay. Yes, see, this is Java program, Java application developed in Java here. HTML and Java combination developed. Suppose behind of this Java program, the Java program is trying to access local resources. Then security manager will terminate your program, will not allow. That security manager will not allow to access your local resources. So this is security for our data from the Java applications. Suppose this go to training app, go to meeting app developed in Java. So behind of this form, some Java program trying to access local resources will not accept. Yes, what's the task of this form? Only filling this form and submission. That's it here. Not other tasks. It should not perform other tasks. It has to perform only this taking data from users and posting server. That's it here. Should not work in the background, right? So that is, yes, that is achieving by the JVM. Yes, as a part of JVM, this is security manager. That security manager will not will not allow. Security manager will not allow to access your local resources. Okay. So security from your Java applications. Okay, any site developed in Java, it's a trustable site. Any site developed in Java is a trustable. Okay, trustable. Okay, because JVM will not allow. As a part of JVM, this is security manager. As a part of JVM, this is security manager. This security manager will not allow access your local file system. This security manager will not allow. It will not allow to access your local resources directly here. It will not allow here. So this is about security here. So security manager also part of JVM. This whole thing is called as JVM, right? Yes, all the programs running parallelly is nothing but JVM. So JVM contains multiple threads running parallelly here. So this is about JVM. That's all. Okay, right? Yes. Same thing explain class loader, byte codifier. Yes. Next interpreter, JIT comparer, garbage collector, all the thread scheduler, security manager, all things explained here. Okay. Yes, next there are some interview questions. Just to go through all the interview questions. That this topic are complete setup completed. Setup completed. Yes, next. Yes, working with Eclipse also completed. Next about data types. Yes. So next data types after programming starts. Okay. Yes. So data types is a new topic. Yes, tomorrow we'll start data types. Yes, any doubts for today? Any doubts? Yes, if no doubts, let us wind up session. Yes, tomorrow we'll continue. Right? Yeah. So thank you. See you tomorrow.